Trick or treat. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video with your two favorite book nerds, Amy
and Kelly.
Today we are going to be giving you some more book recommendations, but with a fun little twist for Halloween and spooky season.
For Halloween.
Woo! The best time of year. So we put together a list of books that we have read before that either we thought were going to be really good and ended up being a trick, or books that we weren't quite sure if they were going to be good and ended up being a treat. So this is our trick-or-treat book recommendations.
Yes.
We each have 5 books in the category, so there'll be 20 books total.
20 books total.
Yeah, wow, look at us go.
I know.
Ambitious. Yeah.
We are. We are feeling ambitious today.
Do we want to go like back and forth, like trick, treat, trick, treat?
Let's do tricks and then
Do tricks. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll start with my first trick,
Yep.
which is one that I actually just finished reading in the month of August. The Whisper Man by Alex North. So this was on my 25 in 2025 book list. I was very excited about it. It's supposedly about a serial killer, and which y'all know if you've been around here for a while, I love serial killers. Okay, that's an unhealthy obsession of mine. So obviously a book that's supposed to be about a serial killer would be right up my alley, you would think. But this one just had too many subplots going on and it was boring, and we didn't spend enough time with our wannabe kind of like Hannibal Lecter like vibe, not like what he did, but just like the way he acted, and kind of also reminded me a little bit of like Ed Kemper. But still, we didn't spend enough with our serial killer, or the potential serial killer. Yeah, whatever. And it just was not good. It was not good. I even tried the audiobook of this one. Like mainly the audiobook of this is what I listened to. And even that was hard to get through. It took me the entire month. I think I started this in like the beginning of August.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't finish it until almost the end of August. And this was my second attempt at trying to read it. So it was rough.
Yeah.
Definitely tricked me good.
Yeah. So my first trick.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. And I picked this one over other Grady Hendrix I could because this was the first one I ever read by him. And I had yet to learn that I just don't like his books. That his synopses are always amazing and always make me want to read the book, but that I just don't like the way he tells the story. And this was when I learned it the first time.
Yeah.
So this is about 2 high school friends who are seniors in 1989. Another reason I should have liked this book, because I was a senior in 1989. And one of them gets possessed. And so it is about the other friend's journey to try and save her possessed friend. All things I should have liked. And I just didn't.
It needed way more camp.
Yes.
And
it should have been. I mean, look at
the cover.
It should have been campy. Even the picture on the back, like from a movie, it should have been very campy. And I think it's your taste. I think in his way, for some people, it is campy. I just don't get his humor. There was only one part in here that I actually laughed at, and that wasn't any sort of main character doing it. So I don't know. But I had yet to learn that I did not like Grady Hendrix, and this is the book that taught me that. Yeah. So that's my first trick.
It's a solid trick. I'm still keeping my copy of the book only because of the cover. But yeah, no, I agree. That was rough. This one hurts my heart. Well, they all hurt my heart, honestly, but this one really cuts deep. No pun intended. We have The Deep by Nick Cutter. So, if you've been here, you know that The Troop by Nick Cutter is one of my all-time favorite books. Yeah. I'd give it 10 stars all day long if I could, you know. I love that book. So I thought that The Deep was gonna be just as good, okay? and unfortunately it just wasn't. It didn't have anything in it really that gave me the same kind of like fear or like skin crawlingness. I don't know how to explain it, but like the troop got to me. There were parts in the troop where I like had to stop reading the book, like physically put this down, because it was either too gross, too much for even me, or it was just like mentally I could not. I was like, it was scaring me in some parts. And the deep, I didn't have that, and it totally should have scared me, because it is about this underwater like science lab or whatever. They're trying to find a cure for this disease that's like up above, and so they send down these scientists to go and work on a cure because they found something down in the deep waters that they think might be like the key to whatever. Well, at one point they lose connection with the people down there, and so they're like get into contact with one of their the scientist's brothers, who's also like a really smart scientist or whatever, and it's like, hey, can we send you down there with your own team? Sorry. Can we send you down there with your own team and go and see what's happening, like why we can't get into contact with them? And reluctantly he goes, because him and his brother are not on good terms, but he goes down anyway, and then shit hits the fan and they find out like what exactly it is that they're working with, and it's not like monsters and things. I don't even know. It wasn't good. But it's like they're trapped underwater, like in the deep water with no connection to the surface, and they're being hunted by something that's making people go crazy. That sounds like it would be great.
Sounds like it ought to be good.
It sounds like one of my nightmares. I hate the deep ocean. Okay, just the ocean in general scares me, but the deep ocean, that really gets me. You're gonna tell me that I'm gonna spend it in a book where we're locked into the deep ocean and I didn't feel a thing? No, I'm sorry.
Sad day.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sad day.
Utterly terrifying. Clive, you lied. You lied to me.
All right, so my next one is Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. This is about a haunted movie that was made in like the 30s or the 40s.
Was it really though?
Well, no, it wasn't, but that was what it's supposed to be about. It was supposed to be about curses and Nazis and haunted films, and yeah, it just, and it was, but it wasn't. So, and I really didn't like the two main characters, like, at all, either one of them.
No.
And just the whole plot surrounding this movie was just kind of lame to me. I just didn't like it. I picked this one as a trick because up to this point, I loved Sylvia Moreno Garcia's books. I mean, loved them to the point where I'm like, she is an auto-buy author. I will love everything this woman writes. And then I read this. So that's why it tricked me hard.
It tricked us both, because we were both in that same boat.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm up till this point. I learned to be a little more cautious after this, but up to that point, I was an all-in.
I don't have physical copies of these next ones, so here we go. The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson, I think, is who is the author of that one. I didn't look it up, but anyway.
Yes, it is.
So I absolutely loved the show, The Haunting of Hill House, and it is based on the book by Shirley Jackson. Netflix did a fantastic job with it, and so I ended up finding a very, very cool special edition of The Haunting of Hill House, and I went into it expecting to love the book so much. Like, it had so many like high ratings. Everyone said that it's terrifying, and for the show, I mean, the show was scary. So I'm like, the book has to be even better. It was one of the worst books I've ever read in my whole life. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, that was a 1-star read for me. I didn't want to finish it. I don't even actually remember if I did finish it. No, I did. I did push through and finish it. But I hated my life while I was doing it. And it was terrible. It was terrible. It wasn't scary at all. The writing, horrendous. well, maybe not like, I don't like her writing.
Qualified.
Yeah, I don't think that she is a bad writer, but her writing style is definitely not for me. It's very kind of like, it's like old school.
Yeah,
You know,
well, it is.
because it's a very old book.
It's an old book.
So that took me out of the story multiple times just because of some of the word choices and things like that. And then again, there wasn't anything in it that scared me or was able to like paint a scary picture or anything. And the only reason why I had any any idea of what was going on was because I've seen the show. Otherwise, the whole time I'm just like, I don't even know what's happening right now.
Couldn't have followed the story.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I was tricked.
Yeah.
I was tricked. I was duped.
It happens.
It does, apparently.
It happens.
It happens a lot.
So my third one, I thought I had a copy of, but I must have borrowed it from you. And it really didn't trick me because I already knew I didn't like Riley Sager, but any chance I can have to dog on Riley Sager, I'm going to take it. So the only one left by Riley Sager was a dumpster pile of a book. It was probably the one that I liked the very least. You can go watch that video too. We did a whole read every book that had been published to date and ranked them. So you can go watch that video.
Yeah, but please go watch that video because that was rough on both of us.
It was. So help us out with viewing that one.
Yeah.
I think this is the one I liked the least. I did not like the main character. I thought she was poorly written, very inconsistent with her character. I did not like the whole mystery surrounding the family deal that got so ridiculous. I did not think the plot was well done. And the end. I mean, Riley Sager likes his twists. I'll give him that. He likes them, and he can write them fairly well. But this one was just like one after another, after another, after another, and I got tired. I got twist fatigue. And by the end, I don't know, not even by the end, probably like the middle twist, 3 or 4. I just didn't care anymore. Not that I cared a whole lot to begin with. I didn't. But I really, I was like, oh, stop it. Just let this be done. Just let it be done. And then the very end, I kept calling in that video epilogues. They're not. He doesn't write epilogues. It's just the last chapter. But it's like an epilogue. That was one of the dumbest. The letter at the end was so stupid. I couldn't handle it. I just couldn't. It was just dumb. It was just dumb all the way around. I did not like it at all. Like I said, it was no surprise. I had already read several of his that I didn't like for that project. I knew.
Yeah.
I wasn't tricked, but dang if I'm going to pass up this chance. So there you go.
Nice.
I don't like it. Okay.
Next up, we have The Chain by Adrian McKenty, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
This book is about this kid ends up being kidnapped, and the parents of the kid get a phone call from the kidnappers saying that they have to then take another kid in order to get their kid back, and they have to continue the chain in order to save their kid and then the next whatever. The whole thing. It's like a cult, whatever. It sounds really good. The premise of it sounded so good, and all of the reviews that I had read, everyone's like, this book is amazing. It was always on the top horror book lists, and everyone was just raving about it. And I was all in, because I mean, again, we have a potential cult where kids are being kidnapped, and you have to kidnap another. The whole chain idea.
The whole chain.
It sounds so good, and the whole you don't know who's calling and blah blah blah. Yeah, and then comes down to the parents of the kidnapped kid to then kidnap another kid, to become the enemy in order to be a hero for the. Mm-hmm. It sounds amazing, and it just wasn't. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was stupid. The things that happened in this book was stupid. There was nothing in it that was scary. I hated the characters. oh, I hated the characters. And then we have one of the kidnapped kids who apparently thinks like a freaking 25-year-old.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
she's like 6. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And just, ugh. The ending where we finally figure out what the chain is and why it started all of it. Dumb. So dumb. Oh, the whole time I was reading the book, all I could think of was, this is stupid. And I wish I hadn't finished it. That was one I should have DNF'd. But I didn't. I held out hope that the end would do it, and the end did not do it. So, yeah.
Yeah. No.
I feel very duped by every one of you that put, I don't know who it was, but if you have ever put The Chain on a top horror book list, oh, you got me good.
You are dead to me.
You're dead to me.
You're dead to me.
It's over. This relationship, you and I, we're done. We're through.
Moving on. I have The Haunting of Alejandra by V. Castro. To tell you the truth, I don't remember a darn thing about this book other than my utter hatred of it. I remember it was supposed to be like the women in a family being haunted by La Llorona.
Oh, yeah.
But they weren't.
No.
And so, if I remember right, it just ended up being some, like, multi-generational family drama thing. Wasn't it?
I think so. Honestly,
I honestly don't remember.
No, I also hated it so much that I think I just, like, gone out of my brain.
I think that Alejandra in the present was, like, seeing things. And her husband was, like, thinking she was going crazy. And then I believe that there was another timeline, because I remember like an 1800s timeline in here too. So possibly. All right. Anyway, who cares? I do not remember much about this book. I believe from skimming it, I think it was a dual timeline where a woman in the present and also like a great-great-grandmother or something from the 1800s kind of timeline. It's supposed to be this haunting of this family by La Llorona, the lady in white, the woman in white. But I think it's more of like a generational trauma type book where possibly La Llorona is actually a symbol of generational trauma that's haunting these women. I just remember I did not like it. The writing was no good. I did not like any of the characters at all. And I remember in the present, Alejandra's husband, Matthew, just thinking he was a complete and utter asshole. So, I don't know. I was tricked because I wanted a haunting. And that's not what I got.
Alright, my final trick, which honestly shouldn't have been a surprise to me because I haven't had very many good experiences with this author. We have The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay. Again, so this book, let me see if I can remember what this book is about. We have 2 kids. One's a high schooler, one's a college student. Maybe they're both college. I don't even remember. Anyway, they end up forming this thing called the Pallbearers Club, where like when people die and have a funeral, they don't have enough people to be pallbearers for them or whatever, then these kids in this club are like whatever would then step in and be the pallbearers for.
That's an interesting sort of club to form.
Yeah. They needed like some volunteer hours or something, or I don't even know, but they volunteered to be pallbearers for the people who didn't have pallbearers at their funerals, which kind of noble. Like, I like the idea. I like the thought. I think that's a very cool thing that the funeral home did or offered or whatever. But then this one guy and the older college girl or like whatever, they ended up forming a friendship, relationship, I don't know, situationship. Let's just call it that because I don't know what to call it. And I honestly, I don't even know. Like there was something different about her. And I don't know. I can't say anything. I can't say anything. But I also can't explain it even if I could, because I was so confused by what was happening. It was not well written. This is one of the most boring books that I have ever read in my entire life. Like, nothing happened. Nothing happened in this book for, I don't remember how long it is. 98% of this book, not a damn thing happened. And then we get to the very end where shit goes down and I don't even know what is going down. Like, things are happening and I think someone died, but I don't even know. And I don't know who the cause was of what happened. All I know is that it was this guy and this girl that started it all. And they were in the end. And then I don't know what happened. I really don't. And I went and I reread that section because I'm like, I'm so lost and confused. And I still was as lost and confused the second time around, and so I gave up. But it was so bad.
There it is.
It was so bad. Oh my god. It's so bad. I have PTSD from that book, I'm telling you.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know. It was so bad. Like, I do not understand how anyone could like that book, because the whole thing, like, it was written almost as like a, not a memoir, but kind of like similar to that, where it was just like, I don't know, it was so dry and so boring and like nothing happened at all.
At all.
At all.
Nothing.
Nothing. I should have known better. Paul Tremblay did me dirty with the last house at the end of the world or whatever, and should have known.
Well, sometimes. But sometimes you just have to give it another shot.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of nothing happening,
Oh no.
my last trick is Where They Last Saw Her by Marcy Rendon. So this is a book about a Native American woman, and she is training for the Boston Marathon. So she is out running in the woods near their reservation by herself, and while she's in the woods, she hears a scream, a woman screaming. And I mean, terrifies her. So she's like, I get the hell out of these woods. And she runs back, goes home, tells her husband what she heard, and then convinces him we have to go back. So they go back, and all they find is a area where there's like some snow that's been disturbed and a single earring. And that sets this woman off on kind of her own investigation to figure out who this woman was and what happened to her. And it started off strong. It really did. You know, she was using this earring to put clues together, and then it just went vroom and veered way off somewhere entirely else. And I mean, it is a book about murdered and missing Indigenous women, because that is one of the most, the highest unsolved cases, one of the most underreported and under-investigated, and these women are going missing and no one is doing a damn thing about it. It is a very important subject, and I really thought, I mean, this like had everything that I wanted in this book, and it just did not deliver at all. The good bulk of the middle was basically just being preached at about this subject. And the main character would go off on long rants that were more like lectures than anything that should have come out from the character themselves. I mean, it's like when you have a character that is giving a lengthy explanation to another character about something they should already know, and you know it is for the benefit of. It's horrible info dumping, and that is what happened here for the bulk of the book. And the original mystery just went, whew, it's done gone.
So sad.
And then other stuff started happening instead. So I don't know. I felt lied to. that was not what it was. You expect some sort of resolution to the main mystery. And there just really wasn't. And I just did not care for it. I just didn't think it was very well written either. So, tricked me all over the place. Books, man, can't trust them.
Not all of them. Well, those were the books that tricked us. Some of the books that have tricked us. And now it's on to the treats.
The treats, the sweet treats.
The sweet treats. I just gobbled them all up. Okay, I'm gonna start with Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendari Blake. This was a book that Kelly recommended to me, and her main tagline was young Dean Winchester, and that's all I needed to know. And that was a perfect description of what our main character, well, one of our main characters in this book is Cass, is his name? Yes. Yep. Cass Lockwood. Yeah, 100% a young Dean Winchester. He's out here hunting the supernatural, and then one day he comes across this ghost Anna, and he cannot bring himself to get rid of her as he would other ghosts, and he actually kind of starts to get feelings for her and all of this, and it's a cute, sad little love story, action story, whatever, and it was so much. I loved it. And it honestly, it had some pretty dang good, like, scary scenes to it. It did. Like, we did not hold back on the gore in some parts. And like, it totally surprised me. I remember, think this is YA.
It is. Yeah. And I remember being very surprised that a YA book had as much gore in it as it did. And
yeah. The story was really well written the whole way through. It made me feel all the emotions that I wanted to feel, and some that I wasn't even expecting to feel. I really loved Cass. I mean, he really truly is a young Dean Winchester, and I was so here for it. And I also felt a little uncomfy because I'm like, I really am having feelings for this young bud. It's like, that is my husband as a child.
Well, you know.
But yeah, no, I loved it. I really loved Anna as well. Like, her character in this book was really well done. I like how she stuck with having Anna be the ghost, like, kind of the terror aspect of a ghost, like, throughout the whole way.
Yeah.
And didn't just, like, make her be, like...
She wasn't changed.
Yeah.
Halfway through to... Yeah,
she held true to her character and what her character was meant to be and all of it. Like, it was so well done. So well done. And then Girl of Nightmares is also really good, the sequel to this book. So yeah, I was very surprised, honestly, by this one. Like, I know that you recommended it, and I went in with high hopes, but I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. So yeah, definitely a big treat for sure.
So my first one was The Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. So, okay, this was set in the 1860s, right before the United States invaded Mexico and kicked off the war. So one of the main characters is Nina, and she is the daughter of a local rancher. And then we have the other main character, which is Nestor, who is basically a cowboy working on that ranch. So they grew up together, they were, young adult children together, and then one night when Nina sneaks out to meet Nestor, she's attacked by a monster. Nestor brings her back home, and then, believing that she's dead, runs away. So with the start of the war, that was like before, obviously. So in present day, it's the time of the war. And he is called home again to kind of help with this mustering an army to go to war. And so he goes and finds out that Nina was not killed, that she's been living there. So, but Nina, having known since she woke up that Nestor basically left, and she feels abandoned, she feels like he left her. And so she has some kind of feelings about that. And of course, Nestor has some kind of feelings about her, and they kind of have to work through those feelings, all on the eve of this war, and there's vampires. So, I did not expect to like this book. I knew going in that it was a historical horror romance. The only part of that that really appealed to me was I knew there were vampires and the historical aspect. It turns out Isabel Cañas can write horror romance very, 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 very well. And she can also kind of turn the tropes up on their heads and apply them in different ways very, very well. She can also take, you know, what we think we know about creatures that have been written about over and over and over and make them something brand new very well. It was all just, I ate this book up. It was so good and creepy, and like reading it. I read this one night. I was sitting out on my patio in front of the fire pit reading this part where Nina and Nestor were out around their fire and things were creeping up on them in the dark. That's what I was reading outside by myself, and I had to go inside. It freaked me out. So I was very pleasantly surprised by this book.
Next up, we have How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. So as Kelly mentioned earlier, she is not a huge Grady Hendrix fan. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with him. Most of his books have been hate or teetering towards that way, but every now and again I find one that ends up being a great treat, and this was one of them. I assumed that I was going to kind of like this one because I do love me a good haunted house story, and in this book we have two siblings who return to their parents' house to clean it out, get it ready to sell, all of that after their parents' death, and they end up finding this puppet back from their childhood or whatever that is haunted, and it starts causing a lot of chaos and a whole lot of crazy stuff happens. So we have not only a haunted house, but we also have haunted dolls, haunted puppets, whatever. Two things that absolutely terrify me, you know. And this Grady Hendrix did an amazing job writing the horror in this book. Like, I am not kidding you. I could not read this book at night. I could not do it. I could not. I had nightmares reading this book because of that damn puppet. I tell you what.
Dolls. Any sort of dolls.
Yes, any doll.
Creepy.
I can't.
Creepy.
Yeah. And it was so well done, and it had me on the edge of my seat for the whole way through. So yeah, definitely. So freaking good. Good job, Grady. Good job. You got one. Finally.
You got one. You got one. All right, so my next treat is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia.
You got a trick and a treat on
I got a trick and a treat. This was the first book by Silvia Moreno Garcia that I ever read, and it was a banger. I mean, it hit it out of the park. Wonderful, amazing. It is about, what was her name? Noemi. Oh, yeah. Noemi is a socialite, basically, in 1950s Mexico City. Now, her cousin married a kind of a white plantation owner kind of person and went off with him. Well, they get a letter from her cousin that she is just not doing well. She's been sick, and so Noemi's father sends Noemi out to visit her cousin and kind of make sure that she's doing okay, check up on her. And what Noemi finds is very strange. A very mysterious family. Her cousin is very, very ill, like physically ill. And there's her husband and her husband's mother, who's really weird. And then there's the grandfather.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, they're really, really creepy. Yeah. So it is very gothic, very much so. This is very, very well done. And it took a turn at the end that I was not expecting at all. So anyway, Noemi gets here and she finds this very creepy atmosphere at the edge of this really like creepy wasting village, wasting away. And it's obvious that these white colonizers kind of have not taken care of things. But the family is trying to keep her away from her cousin, you know, telling her, oh, she's really sick, she doesn't need visitors. And Noemi starts to dig in to what's going on at this house and try and unravel that mystery. And whew,
She kind of wishes that she hadn't
Whew.
at the end there.
Yes. So this was the very first book by Sylvia Moreno Garcia that I ever read, and it really set the stage. It set the stage for me to be tricked by one of her other books. But so yeah, it was very much a nice little treat that I found. I'm glad I did not read Silver Nitrate first,
Yeah.
because I
You
may
might
not
not
have
have-
read any others.
Right. All right. My next book is The Reformatory,
Hmm.
and I don't remember how to pronounce the author's name. Tidu.
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 Yeah.
I'm sorry. I tried. But anyway, so this book has been on horror lists since it came out. But one of my friends was reading the book and had told me that it was really more historical fiction rather than horror, at least from what she had already read. So I went into it kind of skeptical that I was going to like it, because I don't tend to like historical fiction, but I still wanted to give it a shot because everyone was saying that it's a horror book. So I wanted to figure it out. So in this book we have this reformatory where they send unruly boys, mainly just boys of color, out to be punished or to be taught how to act better. It's kind of like a jail before the jail for these young boys. And there's a lot of bad things that are happening to the boys at this reformatory, and a lot of the boys that had been there before never actually left, like they all said that they did. And they're still hanging around, and one of the main characters has the ability to see these ghosts. They don't call them ghosts though, they call them it's the Haitian word. Haints.
Haints.
Yeah, they call them haints. And he has the ability to see them, and so when the warden finds out that he can see the haints, he tries and he recruits him to hunt them down, because the warden needs to get rid of these haints because they have secrets of his that he's worried are going to be getting out. And it's a whole thing. And honestly, I love this book. It was so good. Like, this book it's a chunky book. I think it's over 400 pages long. Like, yeah. But the whole time that I'm reading it, I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is going to happen next? And there was this huge twist in the middle of it, and then the ending was really, really good. And I did really like the haints and like the ghosts, the horror aspect of it. The gore was there. There was like some, like, the descriptions of how the haints looked and everything were definitely like, oh my. And even the treatment of the boys and the people of color in the book, like, that was in itself was horrific. So like it just added a whole nother level to the horror, and oh, it was so well done. It was so well done. And I don't know, I think she had mentioned that it was, I don't, maybe like loosely based on a real place, or was based on a real place.
Probably.
Yeah, I meant to look more into that because I was really curious to know. I know it had been mentioned that it was either like loosely based on a real place or whatever, but I'm not sure how accurate all of that is. But still, like, it was so good. It's worth the read. It's worth the read. Almost 500 pages of it. It's worth it. It's so good.
It's worth the pages.
It's worth the pages.
Earned their pages.
Like, the writing was so good too, and just, you could just picture it the whole way through. And like, there wasn't anything in it that would like made me scared. It was just like kind of stuff that made me uncomfortable. And it was just like, oh
yeah,
like, you know, you gotta sit in this uncomfiness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you really sometimes have to.
Mm-hmm.
Going on the complete opposite spectrum. My next treat is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. Also a very chunky book, 490 pages. But this, not even remotely in the real world. In this book we have Gideon, who is... So, okay, in this world you have different houses, 9 different houses, and each of the houses in this kingdom have different specialties. And what you come to find out, it's a sci-fi space story. So each of these houses is their own planet. So Gideon lives on the 9th planet in the 9th house. And she's a foundling, first of all. So she wasn't really born to the 9th house. She was just kind of found and taken there. Anyway, she's always felt very out of place. She's always kind of been socially on a low rung. And she's always been a troublemaker, like always trying to plot to escape from 9th. So anyway, she's also had a long-time rivalry with the daughter of the ruling family, which is Harrow. And they've always hated one another, just completely. Harrow has constantly bullied Gideon. Gideon has constantly been a thorn in Harrow's side. In one of her latest escape attempts that failed Gideon, Harrow comes to Gideon with a deal. So within this world system, this galaxy system, there is a competition that takes place, and there are representatives from each of the 9 houses will go to this competition thing. Well, at first they think it's just a school to learn. And if you can learn what you need to, then you can be elevated to basically the emperor of the system's house. So they get there, kind of find out it's more of a competition than anything. So you got science fiction. They travel to this other world to go to this place, and it is like this crumbling castle of a place that they get sent to, and they get put into various trials. And so they're trying, so now you have like an academic dark academy kind of situation going on. This is not in any way at all YA, by the way. And then somebody gets killed. So now all of a sudden we are in a half sci-fi, half fantasy, necromancers in space, in a locked door mystery.
Sounds amazing.
And then it gets gory.
Oh, so even better.
So then we turn horror aspects. Anyway, Gideon, basically her role with Harrow here is to be her protector. So Gideon is out there trying to figure out what is going on. And it gets crazy. I mean, if necromancers in space in a locked door murder mystery doesn't give you a clue to the craziness that this is, you have to read it to really understand just how insane of a book this is. And I love it. Every freaking bit of it I love. Absolutely. So probably the best treat that I read that year. I just love this book. And we are going to be rereading it because Amy has not read it yet. And so we are going to buddy read it because I need to read it again.
Yeah, I'm really excited to read it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm going to be very lost for a while, but
yes, you will.
Eventually.
It is very confusing at first. It really is, but it pays off so well.
Okay. My next one is Mayfly by C.J. Leedy. Or Letty. I never figured out how to say that name. Sure. You know, names, what are they? They're really
you can see the cover. You know what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so this book is pretty much about a female serial killer. She works at Disneyland, because they can't call it Disneyland, but
quote,
pretty much she works as a Disney princess. She just can't say that in the book. And she has a tendency to take some people out of the world. And I was already like very intrigued by that alone, because again, going back to my love for serial killers, a female serial killer on top of that, are you kidding me? Yes, love to see it. Okay, girl power. And so I was hoping that this was gonna be good, but I had no idea how much I was going to like love this book. It was a wild ride. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Every second I was reading it, I was like, what the hell am I reading? Like, what am I reading? What am I reading right now? It was crazy. It was a wild ride, and there was so much gore, and also some adult scenes in there that were very graphic and unexpected, but really well done. I don't even know how to describe them, but like, I was uncomfortable but okay with the uncomfortableness. Like, I don't know, it was so good. Like, even though I was, like I said, I had no idea what I was reading, I was loving every minute of it. And
there you go.
I'm always here for, again, a good female killer in a book who had good reasons, you know? She's not just out here doing it for them, you know?
That made sense.
Yeah.
That made sense.
Yeah.
All right, well, I apparently can't do any recommendation list that does not include T. Kingfisher.
It would be a sin to not include T. Kingfisher.
I'm telling you, I am completely unable to do it because her books fit so many different situations. This one I picked is What Moves the Dead, which is a retelling of the fall of the House of Usher, and introduces us to one of my favorite characters in just about any book, which is Alex Easton. And the idea of this, like, set of pronouns that are completely tied to a job. Like, Alex is a bonded soldier for her country, his country, their country.
Their country?
There. Because I believe Alex was born biologically female, but when she joined this company of soldiers, they took on an entirely different, and it's like made up pronouns. She makes up all of this in this world. So it's not there, it's za? No, it's not za.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Basically, when a person becomes one of these bonded soldiers, they become non-binary. At that point, there is no gender roles for them once they become a soldier for this army. Anyway, that is all world building, but it's just the little bits of world building that she does that are so good that really didn't have anything to do with the plot at all. I mean, but it was just the world building that she does so well in such a short book. But anyway, the plot is about the fall of the House of Usher. And so Easton is called to the home of his friend, Roderick Usher, who lives in a different country. But their two countries had fought in a war together. And so he had met Roderick through there. Anyway, Roderick, through him, had met his sister Madeline, and they had become friends. And Roderick sends Easton a letter saying that Madeline is very, very ill, and would he please come and visit and see her. And then the weird stuff starts happening.
Lots of weird stuff.
The really weird stuff.
The hairs.
The hairs. The hairs. And the other types of hairs. I mean, it's creepy. Yeah, it really is. And it gets a little paranormal and a little supernatural, which I wasn't entirely expecting. And Easton walks into all of this weird strangeness going on, doesn't quite understand what's going on, and in some ways who he can trust in this house. And with him is his companion, who I cannot remember the name of right now, but is absolutely hilarious. So, but this book was easy 5 stars. I love this book. I mean, it gave me nightmares. And what kind of probably made it a double treat is that I did not know it, but I had read a T. Kingfisher book years and years and years ago. but just one book, and had never done it before. So this was kind of my present day introduction back to T. Kingfisher. So, and my first in discovering that there is a T. Kingfisher book for every recommendation video that we make, no matter what the subject is. So,
True.
any book of hers is a treat to me.
Yeah. All right. Now for my final treat, I have Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesare. So this is a YA horror book. Yeah, YA horror book about a town who, well, the kids of a town that start being hunted down by Friendo the clown, which is, or was, the mascot for this town at one point. There's like this group of kids who are YouTubers, and they like to play pranks on the people in the town or whatever. And one day at a parade, one of their pranks goes a little bit too far. Everyone's fine, but just went like a little bit too far, and then they all start being hunted by Friendo after that, them and all of the other kids their age in the town. And it gets crazy. Man, I tell you what, I already have a fear of clowns after reading this book. Oh my god, I really don't ever want to be in the presence of a clown again. Although the ending, like once you find out who Friendo is and what all's going on with Friendo, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that twist. It was amazing. It was really good. And I could not believe the amount of gore that was in this book. Like, for a YA horror, I thought that there was gore. What book were we talking about?
Anna Dressed in Blood.
I thought there was gore in that book. No. I literally had to double check that this was not an adult horror book because the gore in this was insane. It was insane. It's not quite Stephen Graham Jones level, but like we're inching that way. And I'm like, are you kidding? In a YA horror? Oh my gosh, Adam! My God, the kids are not ready.
I was gonna say, the kids are growing up fast.
They are, and like I absolutely loved it. Like it was such a fun journey. Like it really was, which is wild to say about a horror book in general, but like it was so well done, and it wasn't like stupid fun. It was just like a good fun horror book. I had a blast with it. I absolutely loved it, and yeah,
I'm trying to figure out, in the corn, is that a clown's face in the corn?
Yes.
Okay. I was looking at it sideways. Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah.
When I'm not looking at it sideways, it really jumps out at you. Okay.
It's really, really good. Like, highly recommend. The rest of the books in the series are not as good, but they, this first one definitely is worth the read. The movie, if you read the book, maybe don't watch the movie. If you haven't read the book, the movie's fun. It's not, don't take it seriously, because it's not a serious horror movie, but it's decent. The book's much better.
All right, so my last treat, and what a treat it is, is The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. Now, to stick with the theme of treats, I should have picked The Only Good Indian, because that was the very first book I ever read by Stephen Graham Jones, and it surprised me. I did not think I would like his books. I really didn't. So I was very pleasantly surprised by that, but I picked this one basically because I will never pass up a chance to show off this edition. It is so gorgeous, and I'm not going to show you the end papers because there is a very, you figure it out really early on, but there is nowhere in any of the synopses or anything that I've read about this book that hint at what this book's about. So I am not going to spoil it for anybody who doesn't already know. So I'm not going to show you the end papers, but also because for me, this book blew The Only Good Indians Out of the Water. And I loved that book. I gave that book 5 stars too. But this one is just, I just love it so much. This is basically the story of a letter has been found when, well, a diary has been found. When they go in to tear down this old building, they find a diary that has been secreted in the walls. And through identification and stuff, it finds its way to the hands of a great niece, I think it was, of this Lutheran pastor who wrote this diary about his conversations with a Native American man named Goodstab. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
That's all you can say.
That's all I'm going to say about that plot. It gets insanely crazy. There is, like I said, a very large plot point that you will find in about the first chapter. But I'm not going to say it. So, but basically there is, what you can say is there is kind of a revenge plot line through here. Because this is the Goodstab talking about the past, like at a time when the ancestors of his people were living, the 1800s of it all, during like the 1860s with all the settling and things. And he tells stories of his people about how the buffalo herds were just decimated, and about this massacre that happened to a group of his people. So he is, you know, telling these stories to this Lutheran pastor, and who is recording all of this. And then this journal again finds its way to this pastor's, I think, niece, great niece or something like that, who is a like historian. And so, yeah, and crazy stuff.
It gets
starts to happen.
Wild, especially at the end.
So, yes. Yeah. Oof.
Highly recommend the audiobook of this one, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Immersive reading. Like, read it physically while you're listening to it.
Yes.
Amazing experience.
Oh my gosh. Like that, I gave this book 4.5 stars, and I went back and restarted it. Well, no. I started it with the audiobook. It was 4.5 stars easy. And then towards the end, I started to do the immersive reading.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, 5 stars all day.
It was amazing.
It was so good.
Such an experience. And the voice actors for the audiobook are so good. But yeah, it's part historical. It's part revenge. It's part horror. There's supernatural. You've got like generational trauma bleeding into the present. I mean, and he just does such an exceptional job at tying all of that together. It's just amazing. Mm-hmm. So, highly recommend. Even though I knew going in I was going to love this book. I knew it. I did not anticipate it being the treat that it was. And I will forever love this book. Loved it. Oh my gosh, I loved it.
Yeah, that definitely
we're just gonna leave it right there.
That's a good spot for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite Stephen Graham Jones books. For sure. Like, easily.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost better than My Heart is a Chainsaw. And that's saying a lot.
And that's saying something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just, I mean, I would classify this as one of my favorite of all time. Not just one of my favorite horror books or supernatural books or, you know, whatever. I'd say all time of anything. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I would easily agree with that.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Okay.
Well, that is gonna do it for our trick or treat reading recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys, wow, my brain.
Something.
Yep.
If you guys want to do something, do it.
You
want to do it?
Well, I was gonna say, like, if you guys have books that tricked or treated you, let us know in the comments. But I couldn't get that out in a correct way to make it sound okay. So, but I just did now, so I guess if that made sense, you know, let us know down in the comments.
Were you tricked by any of our treats?
Or were you treated by any of our tricks?
Ooh. Let us know.
Let us know. Or, you know, just any books in general.
Anything.
Yeah, we're always open for recommendations or just to talk books.
Yeah.
And also, well, while you're down in the comments and if you like this video, give her a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.
It's been a day.
It's been a day.
It's been a day.
This is our 4th video we filmed today. Third video.
We have one more to go.
We do. So, we're a little tired. But anyway, yeah, join the Everyday Adventure family by hitting the red subscribe button down below the video. And also, go and check us out over on TikTok and Instagram at Everyday Epic Book Club for even more bookish content.
Yes, and while you're doing all of that, or in addition to doing all of that, be sure you check out the rest of Amy's channel as well. She's got more than just book content. There is home renovations and home organizing and deep cleaning. There's travel. There are kitty cats everywhere. And when you're done with that, then you can go over to her blog where you can see articles on those travel videos. You can see features like Watch It Wednesdays and Foodie Fridays. So do all of it. Every single bit of it, and become a part of the entire Everyday Adventurer family.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah.
Do it. Or else.
Whatever.
Alrighty, well, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I'm Amy.
And I'm Kelly.
And we are
The Everyday Epic.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.